Tonight on Newswatch, we'll tell you about President-elect Trump's latest Twitter controversy.
Also, find out what entertainment opportunities are coming to the Ames area.
I'll tell you all about things Cyclone sports, including the seniors' night for the football last Saturday.
And I have your full weather forecast. You're watching Newswatch.
Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your night and week. Stay classy, Cyclones. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on ISU TV. I'm Annabeth Ahrenholz.
And I'm Courtney Dust. Thank you for joining us.
President-elect Donald Trump has come under fire for tweeting that flag burners deserve jail time. Trump wrote a tweet this morning stating those who burn the American flag should serve a year in prison or lose their citizenship. Flag burning, while controversial, is currently protected as a form of speech under the Supreme Court case Texas versus Johnson in 1989. Critics of Trump cite the message as disrespect of the First Amendment of the Constitution. This is the latest in a long line of controversies following the president-elect's transition into the White House, including a tweet he made yesterday implying millions voted illegally in the election.
ISIS has claimed responsibility for the Monday morning attack at The Ohio State University. The terrorist group released a statement stating that the attacker, whom police identified as OSU student Abdul Artan, was a soldier for Islam. As with many of their claims, there is no official evidence that Artan, a Muslim student, was actually affiliated with ISIS. Artan attacked the Ohio State campus Monday morning by driving his car into pedestrians and attacking students with a machete. 11 students were injured before police took Artan's life.
A group of 2,000 veterans plan to protect protesters at the Standing Rock Indian Reservation. The group, known as Veterans Stand for Standing Rock, announced that they will be sending members to serve as a human shield to protect protesters of the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline. Group founder and former U.S. Marine Michael Wood Jr. state the goal is to protect peaceful protests from excessive police force, including rubber bullets and water cannons. This announcement follows North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple's evacuation order of the main protest camp.
3 people have been confirmed dead after the ongoing wildfires in Tennessee. High wind speeds on Monday and Tuesday further spread the large forest fires, making their way through the southeast. 3 people have been confirmed dead after the ongoing wildfires in Tennessee. High wind speeds on Monday and Tuesday further spread the large forest fires, making their way through the southeast United States, hitting towns in Tennessee the worst. State officials ordered the evacuation of the 2 towns of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. More than 250 homes and businesses have been destroyed in the blaze. However, Gatlinburg Fire Chief Greg Miller has stated, while this is a fire for the history books, the worst is definitely over with. 3 people were in critical condition with severe burns. At least 14 fires totaling almost 15,000 acres are burning across Sevier County outside Knoxville.
Tragedy struck the soccer world when a plane carrying a Brazilian soccer team crashed outside Medellin, Colombia. 71 of the 81 people on board were killed in the crash, including 20 journalists and most of the Brazilian Chapecoense soccer team. The plane was heading to the Copa Sud-American finals in Medellin when engine failures caused the plane to crash against a hillside 22 miles away. Brazil President Michel Temer declared 3 days of mourning, stating the government will do everything possible to ease the pain of the family and friends of sport and national journalism.
A trial has been set for Candace Cummings. A 35-year-old Ames resident was arrested and charged in early November for killing her husband, Harlan Cummings. Candace originally told the police that the death of her 36-year-old husband was an accident, but then in a later interview explained that she shot him because of the stress in their relationship. The shooting occurred in their home of 206 West Date Court, and their children were in their trailer at the time but did not witness the shooting. Candace's trial will be held on January 24th, 2017, and she's being held in the Story County Jail with a bail of $1 million.
Dylan Roof, the man who struck down 9 African-American people in a church shooting in June of 2015, will be representing himself in court. Jury selection began for Roof's trial. Spectators say although Roof's violent actions were motive to start a race war, Roof has remained calm and collected during his jury selection process. Roof is not in any shackles or handcuffs in the courtroom and so far has not shown any outbursts or violent comments since the court proceedings began.
After the break, we'll let you know about entertainment shows coming to the Ames area.
Stay tuned, you're watching Newswatch. Welcome back to Newswatch. This morning, a Des Moines man was rescued from his burning home by a newspaper delivery man. 50-year-old David Bird has since been flown to Iowa City for treatment of his burns. At 4:30 this morning, Doug Ribeiro was delivering papers when he noticed smoke. He followed it to the source and found flames shooting out of the living room window of a home. He went inside to find Bird breathing heavily with burns all over his face. Ribeiro doesn't want to be called a hero. He says he was just at the right place at the right time.
Iowa Space Grant Consortium will be returning to Iowa State this year. ISGC is a part of NASA's National Space Grant College and Fellowship Program. The program was initially established at Iowa State for 20 years, but then moved to the University of Northern Iowa in 2010. Not until last year, the department wrote a proposal to have the program move back to ISU. Students from all majors can apply for the scholarships and fellowships if they show a project that is NASA related. They have currently awarded 38 undergraduate scholarships and will give out 16 fellowships.
Nutcracker Ballet is coming to Stevens Auditorium next weekend. This annual Iowa State Center production features choreography by Robert Thomas and Miyako Kato Thomas of Ames, of over 200 local dancers from surrounding central Iowa communities. The Nutcracker Ballet tells a story of a young girl, a heroic prince, and the fantastic dream they share. Nothing else will get you in the mood for the holidays like the Nutcracker Ballet. The show will be Saturday, December 10th at 1:30 and 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, December 11th at 1:30 p.m.
Iowa State professor Richard J. Martin was awarded the Clarence Hartley Covalt Distinguished Professor in Veterinary Medicine this year. Most of his work has focused on something that can only be seen through a microscope, but his findings have been announced around the world. The first Distinguished Professor Award was given in 1956, and it's the highest academic honor that can be given at the university. The award is given to people whose accomplishments and research has made an impact in their discipline.
If you're looking for a good laugh, check out ISU's improv comedy group Grandma Mojo's Moonshine Revival in the maintenance shop of the Memorial Union. Maria Lizignoli gives you an inside look.
The group is called Grandma Mojo's Moonshine Revival. Because I noticed, buddy.
Improv comedy groups use audience-suggested themes to set a scene.
Can I get a one-word suggestion from this section of the audience? Monster.
And from there, the group creates a storyline that they call games.
We do two halves, each with a short-form game, then a long-form section, and closing with another short-form game. So throughout the entire show, we play 4 short-form games and 2 long-form games.
There are currently 10 people in the group, and they perform every other Wednesday night in the maintenance shop of the Memorial Union.
We practice twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, except for weeks where we have a show, then we just practice on Monday, then we have a show Wednesday.
A big part of improv comedy is working together.
It's very easy to get up there and look stupid, and if you don't trust each other, and if you don't have each other's backs, everyone's going to look bad because of it. So you really have to trust each other, and that sort of connection, it's hard to find anywhere else.
But sometimes things just don't work out.
Sometimes I'll say a line that I'm like, okay, this is going to be good, and then no one really reacts, and I'm like, all right. So you just kind of have to deal with that. And sometimes, honestly, making a mistake on stage or saying the wrong thing can be the best thing, because you have to roll with it. So you take somebody's mistake or something dumb that was said, and you just turn it into something even better.
The number one rule of improv comedy is saying yes and.
So you agree to whatever someone says, and then you add on to it. That's just the biggest thing, like supporting what someone says and not shooting them down, just kind of building this world and this scene together.
With Mary Kahn and Coley Berggren, I'm Maria Lizignoli. ISU TV.
Project Cohort is an active group at Iowa State that is working to bring veterans together with each other and the community. The group consists of 8 members ranging from ages 24 through 33. This group has monthly meetings which serve as a group therapy to talk about their struggles they've had. This group also goes on fun trips such as going to the Center Grove Apple Orchard, camping trips, and they have a future trip planned with the Habitat for Humanity.
This Thursday, December 1st, Cirque Dreams Holidays is welcome to Stevens Auditorium. It's a Cirque show, Broadway musical, and family show all in one. Broadway World calls Cirque Dreams Holidays the perfect holiday gift and rivals of the Rockettes' Radio City Christmas Spectacular in terms of production quality and entertainment value. Your family is invited to jumpstart the holiday with the show that celebrates the most wonderful time of the year with over 300 costumes, 20 acts, and 30 performers.
It's starting to feel a little bit more like the right season. Meredith, what's in store for the weather?
It's going to be a chilly night out tonight, but we have warmer and sunnier days ahead. Your full forecast after the break. Your weather forecast. Today we reached a high of about 44 degrees here in Ames. We didn't get anywhere close to the record, which is 84. That would have been beautiful, huh? The normal for this time of year is around 64, so we were a little under that, but don't worry, we'll get back up there right quick. The current temperatures in Iowa, Ames sitting here in the middle about 38 degrees, Des Moines in the metro a little warmer at 41. Across the state, over at Sioux City we have 35 and Council Bluffs down at 37. Over on the east side of the state we have Davenport over at 39, so about the same across the state. Now we're looking at current temperatures across the country. Minneapolis, nice and cold there up north, 37 degrees. Billings, Montana, the coldest part of the country right now, 29 degrees. Seattle over at 47, and Phoenix, which is pretty far south, but still only at 57 degrees, so quite chilly all across the country. We have New York up here at 62 and Miami down at 76. Looking at overnight lows, Ames is going to be hitting right around freezing point, 32 degrees. Des Moines a little bit warmer, 34. Council Bluffs, 34. Mason City up north, actually warmer than what will be here in Ames, 33 degrees. And Davenport over here at 32. So again, about standard across the state. Now we're going to look at tomorrow's highs. Ames reaching about to where we were today, 40 degrees. Not too bad for this time of year, considering December will be the next day. Ottumwa down here at 42, Des Moines 41. Mason City up north, a little bit chillier, 39 degrees. Now we're looking at your extended forecast. We got a lot of clouds, no big chances of rain or any precipitation. Getting a little warmer tomorrow, 42 degrees, and then it kind of cools down into Friday and Saturday, but the sun does come out for your nice weekend at Saturday and Sunday. And then early into next week, about 42 and 39 degrees. You have sports up next with Imani, and this is Newswatch.
Memphis Grizzlies guard Mike Conley Jr. is out indefinitely with a lower back injury. Sources say he suffered a transverse process fracture in the vertebrae and is reportedly expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Over the summer, the Grizzlies signed Conley to the most lucrative contract in NBA history, a 5-year deal worth $153 million. Memphis is currently 11-7, standing 5th in the Western Conference. The Iowa State football season has come to an end. Mike Burby has more.
Saturday was the last football game for a handful of seniors. Before the game began, each senior was announced and walked onto the field to join their families. After winning 2 straight games for the first time this season, the Cyclone football team had momentum. West Virginia came to play a week after getting blown out by the Oklahoma Sooners. At halftime, the Mountaineers were leading 21-16. The highlight play for the Cyclones was a 97-yard kickoff return by Kini Nwangu. The second half was a different story. West Virginia scored 4 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Iowa State got a field goal. The final score was 49-19 Mountaineers. Though the Cyclones didn't end the season on a winning note, the future is bright. Following the game, head coach Matt Campbell told the media the Cyclones will win the Big 12 Conference in the future.
The team ended on a positive note with first-year coach Matt Campbell saying, and I quote, "This is a young team that made incredible improvements and has a bright future," end quotes. We hope the Cyclones take heed to this season and turn all of those negatives into positives next year. This past Sunday, Iowa State men's basketball traveled to Lake Buena Vista, Florida, to play in the Advocare Invitational Championship. After victories against Indiana State and the University of Miami, The Cyclones faced the Gonzaga Bulldogs in the finals. Gonzaga opened by dominating the first half after Iowa State fell behind 18 points early in the second half. Monte Morris cut the deficit to 69 with minutes to go. Gonzaga was able to overcome these significant struggles in the final quarter, beating Iowa State, giving the Bulldogs a 73-71 victory in the 2016 Advocare Invitational Championship. This Thursday, the Cyclones will return home to face the University of Cincinnati. Iowa State women's basketball team is happy to welcome Madison Wise. This 6'1" forward from Greenville, Indiana, is and I quote, dynamic athlete who has the skills and versatility to play all over the floor. With her skill level and competitive appetite, it is no doubt that Madison will not disappoint. Madison signed her national letter as the third commitment to the 2017 class along with Ray Johnson and Kristen Scott. Coach Finley said she could not be more excited about the joining players. And that's all we have for sports. Stay tuned after the break for more Newswatch.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said,
Tune into the Midweek Roundup with me, your host, Michael Morrell.
I'm Jacob Lee.
We are going to talk about all sorts of things like baseball, or even debate the fact that the Vikings are going to finish third in the NFC North this year.
They're going to win the North again this year.
Tim Weeman, host of the Sound of the Storm.
Connor Ferguson.
Hunter Smith.
Talk about all college sports and NFL, MLB, and our Storm is definitely brewing.
I'm Blake Akery, and I'm the host of Sports View.
And I'm TJ Reed.
We talk college basketball and NBA.
And all things Iowa State.
Tim Weeman.
Patrick Stanek.
Hank Zimmerman.
Tune into the weekend pregame as we warm up the sports weekend ahead, including many segments with Pick'ems and Tim's Trivia.
I'm Taylor Mankel.
I'm Mary Rominger.
I'm Andrea Safar.
And I'm Joey Mullins.
And we talk a lot of different sports here, including
NHL and cyclone hockey,
world football, American football,
basketball, and many other segments. Make sure to step into the Clone Zone.
I'm Michael Mainzer.
I'm Mary Rominger.
I'm Dylan Ryan.
And I'm Zach Williamson.
And this is Cyclone Talk. Listen in for live interviews and analysis from these guys.
The FBI is investigating an odd case at the Houston airport. A passenger of the plane jumped out of a plane that just landed. The United Airlines flight from New Orleans was waiting to move to a gate when a woman opened the emergency exit door and jumped out. The police stopped her, and after, she was questioned by the FBI. The woman will not be charged, but she is at a psychiatric hospital for an evaluation.
Christmas carols drifted from a grand piano as the White House unveiled the first family's final Christmas decor display. It is a lush, stunning array of ornaments, trees, lights, and ribbons. It is a place First Lady Michelle Obama said she took pride in opening to as many people from as many backgrounds as possible. She grew emotional as she spoke of the gratitude she felt for both families, for both the military and families present and those who work behind the scenes to make the event so memorable.
This Black Friday, the creators of Cards Against Humanity offered a bizarre deal. Customers would send them money and the company would use it to dig a hole. Cards Against Humanity collected $100,000 for their so-called holiday hole, which went towards renting and operating an excavator running continuously until the Sunday morning. The company has a history of unorthodox Black Friday deals. Last year, customers paid $5 for literally nothing, and the year before, people purchased cow manure.
Emma Morano is the oldest person in the world. She celebrated her 117th birthday today and is not only the only person alive known to have lived through 3 centuries. She was born November 29th, 1899, making her the only person alive who was born in the 1800s. She credits her longevity to a diet of raw eggs and ending her abusive marriage long before divorce was even legal. She is in very good health with perfect cholesterol and glucose levels. Her only vice is her love of cookies.
And that's all we have on this edition of Newswatch.
Tune in on Thursday for our last show of the semester for more news, weather, and sports.
And stay tuned to ISU TV right after this for an anchor episode of Cyclone Insiders. Have a good and safe night, Cyclones.